I'm John Hinkle, the pastor of First Presbyterian Church here in downtown Murfreesboro on the corner of College and Spring. This is your Saturday morning preview of Sunday morning sermon. We're back. I'm back. We left yesterday, which was pretty smart. We left yesterday, and let me just tell you, if you're trying to get to Asheville, one way to do it is you can go through Hot Springs, North Carolina, that route. It was clear. It was okay. I will tell you, I know that's not why you got on the Saturday morning preview, but man, the destruction in especially the Swananoa Valley is it's unspeakable. It really is. And I can let you know there are people living in their tents. People say, well, how could the government allow people to live in their tents? The problem is they can't move trailers onto their land because they can't hook up the trailers to sewer. They can't hook up the trailers to electricity because there's no sewer or electricity. And so people are just making the decision to live in tents. I talked to a few people, and that's what they're doing. And so, it's a difficult situation. They're trying to make the best of this difficult situation. I will let you know now is the time to give water or to give stuff is over with. That's the other thing. Amazed at the number of water bottles, like packaged Costco water bottles packed up next to churches or distribution points. They don't need water now. They need money. So if you're thinking about helping out in Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, and they need a check. That's what they need. So anyway, that being said, we had a good Thanksgiving. It was good. Auburn, Alabama today. We'll see what happens. Speaking of Auburn, Alabama, in some ways, it's the first Sunday of Advent, and on the first Sunday of Advent, we are looking at this notion of how do we experience this season through music, through the hymns. And our first hymn that we're going to focus on is the hymn, O Come, Emmanuel, which is probably the if you go to Advent hymn, there is, O come, Emmanuel, a ransomed captive Israel. And of course, that the tune of O come, Emmanuel reflects not just on the longing that the Jewish people had for a Messiah, but actually it's a reflection of their time as captives in Babylon. And of course, the two main, when we think of their captive in their exile in Babylon, the two main prophets we think of are Daniel and Ezekiel, but this is where we get the minor prophet Haggai. Hold on. You can tell I am so prepared for this. So our text is Haggai 2, 1 through 9. And it's a text of longing. Now, here's the thing about Haggai. There's not much I can tell you about him. We don't know really anything about him. We do know that he he spoke his words of hope during the exile of the Babylonians. But that's it. That's really it. I mean, he's not one of the major prophets. We don't know much about him. We don't know anything about him. Except in this moment, he spoke these words. Now, I say this. I'm going to try to find it. I'll tell you how hard. So with the minor prophets, who knows where? Let's see. Malachi, Habakkuk, Micah, Amos. You better believe I'm gonna. Here we go. Zephaniah, Haggai. There you go. It's only 2 chapters. We could probably have read all of Haggai. But let me read you what I'm going to read you Sunday. Or at least let me read you what the important points of this. Starts with verse 3. Who is left who saw this house in its former glory? He's here, Haggai's talking about the temple that the Babylonians destroyed and in Jerusalem, which everybody believed was where God lived, and all of a sudden now they destroy God's house. And that's their last memory. Can you imagine that? That's the last memory they're experiencing, is when they leave Jerusalem with the temple on fire. And Haggai says, "Who of you is left who saw this house in its former glory?" Meaning the time that the Jews have been in Babylon, they're in their second generation. I mean, babies are being born in Babylon who have no concept of what the temple looked like. How does it look to you now? Does it seem to you like nothing? So here, Haggai is talking about this kind of longing, like longing for something that doesn't even exist anymore. And what an awful feeling. And I think that's something we experience in our lives all the time. We long for something that isn't even going to fill the void in our lives, right? We do this all the time, especially this time of year. You know, we think, oh, if only this could happen, then we'll have a perfect Christmas. And when in reality, it's just not going to happen. No matter what you try to do to fill the voids that are in your life with stuff that's here today and gone tomorrow, it's not going to happen. And Haggai's telling them, your memory of what was isn't going to help you in this moment. So then Haggai says to them, hey, be strong, because I'm at work and you need to work. I mean, you need to keep living your life. For I am with you. This is what Haggai is saying. God is saying to him, I am with you. And I remember the covenant I made with you coming out of Egypt, meaning I'm your God and you're my people, and I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to forsake you. My spirit remains with you, so don't be afraid. As we begin the season of Advent, that's what we hold on to. As we prepare for Jesus' birth and his coming again, God calls us to be strong and not to be afraid. Because why? God is with us. Even in the muck and the mire, God is with us. And sometimes that's easier to hold on to than others. If I was living in a tent in Swannanoa, that'd be pretty hard right now. And yet, even living in a tent in Swannanoa, the church has been there. The people of God have been there for them and continue to be there for them. And the same is true in our lives. No matter what's going on, no matter what's happening, God is with us. So I look forward to being with you in this first Sunday of Advent. Y'all have a great day, and War Eagle, let's hope Auburn wins.